This is exactly why so many Americans have stopped trusting political conversations coming out of mainstream media spaces. Because too often the discussion starts with assumptions, accusations, and emotional framing before anybody even agrees on basic facts. What you're about to watch isn't just a disagreement over Trump. It's a bigger problem. Different standards for different people, and viewers notice it
and they make it a
immediately.
joke. They make it glib. And they do that because they're not delivering on the promise. So they compensate by doing it meaner, edgier, more mean-spirited, so that the base will overlook the fact that it's not happening. And I think that's by definition performative cruelty. You can call me a hypocrite, but it's definitely true about what they're doing in the administration.
You went to see Trump at Mar-a-Lago with Ye for dinner. What was that like?
It was very interesting. They're my two heroes. Ye is my hero. Trump is my hero. Even though he's very disappointing, I still have a personal hero of mine. And he's a remarkable person. It was a great conversation. We got along pretty well. He liked me. I liked him. It was a love fest.
I mean, he got attacked afterwards for supping with the white supremacist devil. I mean, do you accept you are a white supremacist?
No, absolutely not.
You don't think white people are superior to black people?
No, I'm a Christian, so I believe everybody is equal before God.
Including women?
Yes.
So you give women equal rights then?
No.
Great.
No.
Great. Okay. So you just talked a lot of bullshit, didn't you?
There it is. That's the part people are tired of. Not disagreement, not debate, selective outrage. Because if your argument only works when one side follows the rules and the other side gets exceptions, people stop buying it fast. And that's why trust in political conversations keeps collapsing. People want equal standards. People want straight answers. People want arguments that survive pressure. If you're tired of watching narratives replace reality, subscribe now, because these clips expose more than most headlines ever will. And now we get to one of the fastest ways to turn a political conversation into complete chaos: immigration.
So that's a little bit about my background. I don't know where you want to go with that, but that's kind of where I came from.
My first obvious question is, were your parents immigrants to the United States, or were their parents, or were their grandparents? In other words, at some stage, I presume there were immigrants in your family who came to the US. Is that correct?
There were. I believe my mother was fourth generation and my father was third generation. So their ancestors came here on my mom's side in the 1860s, I believe, the first wave of Italian immigration. My father's ancestors, I think they came around at the turn of the century in 1900.
So your view of immigration, and we'll get to the specifics about your views on immigration, are they not affected at all by the fact that if it wasn't for immigration, you wouldn't exist as an American?
Well, I would certainly exist, but like you said, maybe not as an American. Certainly that's influenced in some measure. But I think that the kind of immigration that we had for a long time in the country, it's different than the immigration that we have now. And let's just say for openers, it's different immigrants. They're coming from a different place with a different culture, a different religion. It's not the same as it was. So first, you have a qualitative difference. My ancestors, for the most part, I have three European grandparents from Ireland and Italy, one from Mexico. They came from Europe. They came from a society where there's a common ancestry, there's a common religion, common civilization. The people that have come in since 65, since Hart-Celler, they're coming from China, India, the Northern Triangle, Mexico, Venezuela. And so first, they're just different people. Secondly, it's a quantitative difference. There's way more, and it's an unceasing, always increasing wave.
Here we go again. This is where political debates usually stop being honest. One side hears border enforcement and immediately acts like the conversation is about hating immigrants. The other side hears open-ended immigration arguments and starts asking who pays, who absorbs the cost, and whether limits are allowed to exist at all. Those are different questions. And pretending they're the same is exactly why people get frustrated. Because normal Americans aren't debating this from a college seminar. They're thinking about affordability, housing, schools, jobs, community change, and whether politicians are being straight with them. But policy fights alone don't create viral moments. contradictions do. And this next exchange gets uncomfortable fast.
Well, you're separating two different things. The monologue, when I said I don't want to live around black people, that was after Irina Zarutska got shot. And it's true. I mean, they are a largely in this city, in Chicago, the South Side, the West Side, huge criminal population. And I don't want to live anywhere near it. And I do. I want to live in a white neighborhood. I think that that's extremely desirable. And I think even
Nick,
black people do.
Nick, you're perfectly entitled to that view. But when you have obviously prefaced all this by saying, I am a racist, unashamedly, then people will assume that all your thought processes about all of these issues are driven by an aversion to people based on their skin color, which is the purest personification of racism.
Well, it's not an aversion. I would say it's the opposite. I like my own people. My own people are familiar to me, and I think that's true across the board. I think that people seek out other people that are like themselves, and every other group does this, whether it's blacks, Hispanics, Asians. You know, I get a lot of attacks when I talk about that I'm against interracial marriage. And what's funny is that every other group is against interracial or interethnic marriage. Jews,
but you're the
Chinese,
product of an
Hispanics.
interracial marriage.
Yeah, I mean, that's debatable.
Not
Let's
really.
say for the sake of
Not
argument,
really.
sure.
No, you're the product of an interracial marriage, and your father is part Mexican. You're literally,
for the sake of
you're
argument,
literally
we
the
could
very
say
person
sure.
you've just told me you want to avoid.
What race is Hispanic? Is that a race?
Well, what do you think it is?
I'm asking you, what race is Hispanic?
Hispanic. Of course it's a race. It's called Hispanic.
It's a mix between two races. It's a mix between indigenous Americans
It's not
and
white,
Europeans.
though, is it? It's not white.
Well, apparently you're more of a racial purist than me. You got like
Not
a one
really.
drop
You just
rule
keep
thing
saying you
going.
only want to live in
Kind
a
of.
white neighborhood, but you're literally from a mixed race background yourself. You've literally
and I
got
live in
Mexican blood.
I know, and I live in a non-white neighborhood too. I'm trying to get out of here, though. But I'm trying to get out. But here's the thing:
Do you have any non-white? Do you have any non-white friends? Genuine question.
Most of my friends are non-white. Most of my friends are not, and non-white people love my show.
How many are black?
The honesty.
How many of your friends are black?
Many of them, like at least a dozen.
Wow.
Ye being one who you know, Sneeko being another who you also know.
Yeah. So how do they feel when you say you just want to be away from any black people, walk away from them?
Now, this is where things fall apart. Because when public arguments collide with personal examples, suddenly everybody has to defend their logic under pressure. And pressure exposes weak arguments faster than anything. Watch what happens in debates like this. The second contradictions appear, the conversation stops being about confidence and starts being about consistency. That's what viewers care about. Not who sounded louder, not who rolled their eyes harder, who actually answered. And that's why exchanges like this spread everywhere online. Because viewers can spot deflection. Viewers can spot double standards. And viewers definitely notice when someone wants rules for everybody else that they struggle applying to themselves. That's the real story here. Not outrage, not viral clips, consistency. And the moment consistency disappears, trust usually disappears with it.